Welcome, everyone, to today's webinar. We're going to be talking about how to grow your business in any market. If you want to reach us at any time after today's session, you can reach us on all social media channels at Darryl Speaks. Darryl's the author of 3 books, all published by McGraw-Hill Publishers. That first one you see there, How to Become a Power Agent in Real Estate, is actually one of the best-selling books on Amazon to real estate agents. Darryl was named this year for the 3rd year in a row by Risk Media Magazine as a top real estate influencer. And Darryl also has the coveted CSP designation, which is given to less than 2% of speakers worldwide. On that note, Darryl Davis, take it away.
Thank you, Jules. Thank you. So, gang, I'm very excited to be here with you. I found something that kind of addresses what we're going to talk about today, which is, how to be successful in any market. We've been seeing a lot about recession and stuff like that. But this quote that I found that I just want to share with you is, when a photographer can't change a scene, he changes his angles and lens to capture the best part of the scene. Similarly, when you can't change a situation in your life, you change your perception to get the best part out of that situation. Be a filter, not a sponge. What we noticed in creating this webinar for you, this training session, is that there's been a lot of changes in the market, and it seems like it's been going up and down. I don't know if any of you felt like this, but it feels like a roller coaster. 1 minute interest rates are going up, then they're going down. Prices are cooling, da-da-da-da. So I want to show you something just to highlight this. This is the interest rates for mortgage interest rate average since May, right? So over the last 3 months. And what we noticed is, they were coming down a little bit at the beginning, then they were going up and people were panicking. And it's like, oh my gosh, we're coming to 6%. And then all of a sudden, wait, no, that we're just kidding. It's not going up, it's going down. And of course, buyers are like, okay, but I still want to wait for it to go down some more. Nope, they're going back up again. And then, of course, they're down again. So, and then if you look at the news, you'll see things like this. Mortgage rates finally sink below 5% and home prices are cooling off. Okay, so prices are cooling off. But then when you go to Realtor.com, you'll see the medium listing price went up compared to last week. Then you have new listings, they're down. And then you look at mortgage rates, they went up. And then the time on market has come down. And then you have the CEO of the National Association of Home Builders saying we are heading into a housing recession, and this could be a trouble for the economy. But then when you look at the economy, it's like the job surging growth. It's wonderful. So therefore, the recession is not a concern. But then Realtor.com in the same week said, hey, there's 4 clear signs as to why the housing market is cooling. So I don't know about you, but I'm getting whiplash with this market. Let me ask you guys a question. I'm curious, and I'd like you to write in the Q&A. What's happened in your market? How do you feel is happening in your specific market? Do you feel like it's changing in your area? I see Kimberly's from Florida, but I like it. Everybody jot in the Q&A, because I want to get a sense of who we have on the call. Do you feel like your market is changing in your area? That it's cooling off, it's becoming less of a seller's market, becoming more of a buyer's market? I'm interested to see. So we're going to wait till we see some people respond, Jules, and see how that goes, unless people are going to be shy with us. So I see Bethany says stabilizing. Mike says it hasn't cooled much off Rochester. My market is changing, Angela. Yeah. Michelle says Sacramento is getting soft. Barry, supply is increasing. Yep. Elite, let's see what we have. These are coming in really fast now. Thank you so much. So we've got also Angela, the market is changing. Mike, hasn't cooled much. Okay, you can publish these, Julie. Yeah, so it's cooling off in Tennessee from Reggie. Christina, lots of price adjustments and homes are on the market longer. Okay. Lauren says buyers are having more of an upper hand in negotiating. Yeah, so it seems like, yeah, Julie, you can publish the rest of these.
Mark's is my favorite. It's changing, but it's schizo.
It's changing, but it's schizo. That's how I feel in coaching our members. So let me tell you what the bold promise is that I have for you in this session that we're going to spend together in this hour and a half. My bold promise for you in this next hour and a half is that you will double your production regardless of what's happening in the world. not even get into stuff about like war and all that other stuff, right? So that's my commitment to you that we're going to cover in the next 90 minutes. And I want to distinguish for you the difference between a thermostat versus a thermometer, right? So what a thermostat does is based on what's happening in a room, based on the temperature of it going up and down, the thermostat reacts. The thermostat reacts to what's happening on the outside of itself. Thermometer. Did I reverse that? A thermometer, right? So a thermostat, on the other hand, says, here's what the temperature is going to be in the room. The thermostat controls the temperature outside of itself. So what I'd like you to write down for yourself right now, you all should have something to take notes with. What I'd like you to write down is, I am a thermostat. That you are not going to be controlled by what's happening in the outside circumstances of the world, in your market, or with the news. That your success or failure is going to be based on you, and you're going to set the temperature in your life. So please jot that down if you have not jotted that down. That's your action step. I'm going to be giving you some other action steps during our training together. Before I continue getting into this, I do want, one of the questions that we sort of come up with is, what is a power agent? So I want to address what a power agent is, because some of you on this call are our coaching members and some of you are not, and we consider you a guest. These training that we do every week is for our coaching members. So from time to time, I'm going to be having like a side conversation with our power agents about something that's on the website or whatever. But if you're a guest, we have a really great bonus for you at the end, that everything that you see on this screen, we have a slide deck and a video training, and it's basically worth almost $2,000. We're going to give that to you at the end as a bonus if you decide to become a power agent. So hang in there with me. Let's go back to the training and what we're going to cover today. And that is how to help you double your production regardless. Here's the 3 secrets that you need in this market in order to have that happen. For you to double your production, the first thing is you've got to be clear about how to generate an appointment every day. So as real estate professionals, we are only as good as our last commission check. Can I get an amen? We are only as good as the last transaction that we had. So part of what your major job to do, Julie, thank you for the amen. Julie's writing the amen for us. What we need to do is be every single day. So we need to be clear about how to generate business, bring new business. And the second thing is how to get belly to belly, face to face with prospects. Whether they're listing or selling, this is a people business. We need to be out in the world participating. And the third one is how to build a steady flow of referral business. If you implement these 3 secrets, you will double. Thank you, Darlene Gore, for the amen. You're going to double your production regardless of what happens. Again, right? If you say it with me, I am a thermostat. All right. Let's cover the first one, and that's how to generate appointments every day. I'm going to do a fire hose of ideas and tips for you. The first tip is use the telephone. Use the telephone. The telephone is the quickest, easiest way for you to generate appointments every day. Telephone. There's other strategies, and we'll talk about the other strategies, but this is one of my tips for you, is blocking out every day, at least 5 days a week, where you're going to spend an hour on the telephone. Man, if you do that, and you do that for 30 days, I guarantee you're going to see a dramatic increase in your production. Let me show you what the cost. A lot of us, when it comes to using the phone, we don't have fear. Fear has us. And I'm going to encourage you to have a breakthrough in the fear, because fear costs you. Let me show you what I mean. If you spent 1 hour a day on the telephone, shaking the trees, having conversations with buyers and sellers. If you did that just 5 days a week, that's 5 hours a week. And if you take that 5 hours and you multiply it by 4 weeks, well, that's 20 hours in a month. And if we just focus on the listing side, okay, let's put buyers aside. If you just focus on trying to talk to homeowners, prospecting for listings, Facebook, whatever it is, that's probably going to generate you 1 appointment per hour. You should get one appointment. If you spoke to and you called for 1 hour, you should generate, I don't care. Listen, even, I'm going to tell you something, even if you're terrible on the phone, studies have shown if you just called a bunch of homeowners and just barked, woof, woof, eventually somebody's going to say, oh, you must be a realtor, come on over. So you don't have to be really great. It's a numbers game. So going back to this, if we spent one appointment per hour, that would be 20 appointments that you would generate in a month. If those 20 appointments you went on, you generated 1 out of 4 or 5 listings in a 30-day time frame, and let's just assume the worst, that 3 out of 5 sold. It's still a good market. You probably would have all of them sell, but let's go low with this. That's 3 listings sold that you would generate from 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. Now, what does that mean into dollars and cents? If we just took a commission at 10 grand, multiply by those, that's 30 grand. If I multiply that by a year, that's $360,000 in a year. Gang, if I were half right, that would be over $180,000, whatever the math is. $180,000, I think, is what the number comes out to in additional revenue for you. Would that change your business? Here's an action step. Do me a favor, write this down. Write down the amount of money you want to generate in the next 6 months. Do me a favor, jot that down right now. And if you want to put it in the chat, that's fine. I don't care. What I want you to do, wherever you're taking your notes right now, please write down how much money you want to generate in the next 6 months. Come on, do this with me. I wish I could see you. And the reason why this is important is because it gives you focus and clarity and will help you stay motivated and committed to you making those calls, because that's what will happen. Now, let's go through some of the ideas on how you can generate these appointments. And I see some people writing it down. Thank you, Patricia. 300,000. Darlene, 30,000. Thanks for participating. Bethany, 50,000. Maria, 80,000. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Congratulations on people for writing that. I appreciate that. The rest of you don't want to share your numbers. You should. By the way, don't be a secret agent. Put it out into the universe, man. Don't be shy. Say, this is what I'm committed to. This is what. Very good, Lauren. Karen, 350,000. Randy, 200K. I love it, man. Put it out into the world. Angela, 60. Pauline, 70. Come on now. This is good stuff. I'm proud of you guys. Janet Livingston. All right. $850,000. Janet, you ain't playing small. Carmen, 7.5 million. I love it. Great. Look at this. Good job, gang. Keep it coming. Sharon Carson, 50 grand. Love it, Sharon. What would that do to your family if you had an extra 50 grand in the next 6 months? Lisa with $100,000. Very good. Keep this, right? Take that piece of paper and hang that somewhere. Keep that in front of you. Listen, gang, just an hour a day, 5 days a week. Come on now, you can do this. Now, let me give you some ideas. I'm not going to get into the specifics on how to call FSBOs. I'm just going to, because that's other training. I'm only got an hour and a half with you today. But if just giving you an overview, if you called FSBOs and expireds, for example, what do we know about FSBOs and expireds? What do we know? They want to sell. If you called FSBOs for an hour, 5 days a week, you're going to get. We had a power agent just posted, got 3 listings. I think it was this week calling FSBOs. FSBOs and expireds. And let me tell you something about these FSBOs and expireds right now. They need our help more than ever because the market is changing. It's not what it was a few months ago even. So they're going to need your help more. So there's great opportunity there. There's also houses for rent. These people are bleeding money. You call a house for rent and say, listen, I understand you're trying to rent it, but if I had a buyer who's willing to pay you a price that made you put a smile on your face, would you consider selling? Because it is possible in some cases to do that. Why don't I do this? I don't mind when I find the time to come over, take a look at what you got and see how I can help you and make this a profitable situation for you. Number 4 is past clients, friends, family, shake the tree. And let me tell you one other thing that you can do, if nothing else, is for your buyers. Let me explain. You still, in your market, some of you still have buyers. Angela, three deals in one night. Angela, man, that's awesome. Good job, Angela. So for some of you, you have buyers that need a house and there's not a house for them. You should get on the phone. Listen, some of us resist this because we think, I want to build inventory. I don't want to be working always buyers. No. Take the buyer and use the buyer as an excuse to make phone calls to find them a listing. Chances are you may not find them a listing, but you're going to generate listing appointments. Meaning you use the fact that you have a buyer wanting to buy in an area as a reason for making your calls. I told you, I'm going to talk to the power agents for a second on the call. Power agents, nice job, Angela. Yes, Chrissy. Power agents, and when you go to the classroom, there's a tab called prospecting, right? Now, my power agent has been with us for a while. You know this. The newer power agents, you have to understand, when you go to prospecting, you're going to see 29 different dialogues for calling FSBOs, expires, houses for rent. I have a buyer dialogue is there. Vacant land is there. For rent by owners. Open house followed. There's so much dialogue for you, which, by the way, for the guests, that's one of the treats we're going to give you. If you decide you want to try the power program, we're going to give you the 12 best dialogues and we're going to email it to you right away. But let me just jump to the buyer dialogue, being that I talked about it. I'm not going to go through the whole dialogue because I have so much to teach you. I just want to go to this one section of the dialogue, which is, Mrs. Hanahana, the reason why I was calling is I have a buyer who's been searching very seriously for a home in your area. As you're probably aware, the number of houses for sale is very low. So I was calling to see if you heard of anyone thinking about selling. If they say no, then you ask them, all right, well, let me ask you, have you ever thought about selling? Do you know how much your house is worth? I think every homeowner should have an updated market analysis of their property because their property is the most important asset. Well, the other thing I'm offering too is to give you an updated market analysis. If you'd be interested, I can actually do it over the phone by asking you a few. Anyway, you can turn that into a listing appointment. But here's the part that I want to highlight for y'all is that the first thing you want to say is, have you heard of anybody thinking about selling? You do not want to ask the first time, are you thinking about selling? It's a little bit too intrusive, right? So ask them, have you ever heard of anybody in the area who's thinking about selling? Because I got these buyers. Okay, so tip number one is use the telephone. It's the quickest, zero cost. It helps you master real estate. Boy, I didn't even talk about that. Really quick. Let me tell you something. Most of what we do in real estate, 90% of it is communication. When you're doing a listing appointment, it's communication. When you're dealing with negotiating and presenting an offer, it's communication. When you're dealing with buyer remorse, it's communication. So one of the most important skills is mastering language, mastering you calling people and having conversations with them. And there's nothing better than improving your skill and ability than making phone calls, because it takes away one of the five senses, which is visually, right? So you have to compensate for them not seeing your charm and your good looks that you have and mastering language. What I have learned is agents who have a breakthrough in making telephone calls also has a breakthrough in the listing appointment, face-to-face negotiating offers. It's a ripple effect. The second thing is commit to a routine. So you need to commit to a routine, and it's got to be consistent. See, if you could take a boulder, and a boulder could be sitting in the bottom of the ocean for thousands of years. Come on, thousands of years, and that water will not penetrate that rock. Years won't get into that rock. But a river can cut through a mountain. A stream can cut through rock. What is the difference between the two, the stream versus that rock sitting in the bottom of the ocean for thousands of years? I'll tell you, it's the consistent action of the water, and the movement is what cuts through the mountain. So for you, it's really important. So the analogy is you've got to be consistent. See, when you think about baking, what works about when you bake a cake is the temperature and the consistency of that temperature. How you lose weight is from the consistency of doing the right thing, which I realized just now in looking at this slide that there's a bit of an oxymoron going on here, Jules. We're talking about a diet with a picture of a cake on the screen. Then you've got mining, the consistency of doing that activity, saving money, consistency. Listen, gang, the secret, one of the secrets to success is consistency. Doing the same thing over and over again. It will have an impact. So one of the things I'm going to recommend that you do, Power Agents, we have this for you in the time management. This is what you're seeing on the screen right now. But the concept is, for guests included, is that you take a schedule and you block out specific days. Like this is just a sample we gave our students. Like 9 to 10:30 is a block, and then 2:30 to 4:30 is another block. Now I know. But Darryl, you said only an hour. Yeah, just an hour at a minimum, or just do an hour. If you don't want to just do an hour. This is an example. What we taught, one of the training sessions I did for the Power Agents on time management is in the morning, you may do 9 to 10:30 on now business, 2:30 to 4:30 is future business. And just really quick, the distinction between the two is future business is like, you're not going to, it's like farming or social media, but now business, FSBOs expires. Like these are people they want to sell. These are great leads. So there's the difference, right? Okay, here's another suggestion. Thanks, Mike, for saying beautiful. I don't know what was beautiful yet, but thank you for that, saying something was beautiful. My 30-day commitment. Here's one of the things I'm going to suggest you do too. Let's say, and I'm just giving you whatever works for you. Gang, this is very important, that it's, I'm going to just give you a lot of options. What's important is you pick the option that works best for you. There's no right way of doing things. Consistent, that's the secret. So let me give you another example here. Like, imagine if every day for 30 days, and some of my Power Agents, the schedule, Mike, that's what you liked? Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Mike, I think you're going to like this too. One of the things our Power Agents, they posted that they did this and they generated, I think 3-4 deals in a month, where every day they focused on having 2 conversations, one conversation with a buyer and one conversation with a seller, and doing that every day for 30 days. Now, when you do that, think about 30 days times 2, that's 60 conversations. Come on now. If you had 60 conversations in a month with buyers and or sellers, what would happen to your business, gang? Come on. You'd have to have a bump in business. Here's an action step I want you guys to write down. Create a productive routine. Please write that down right now. Not in the chat. Write it wherever your notes are. I want you to write down, I need to create a productive routine. If you already have some, then maybe write down one more. What's the one routine that you want to commit to? And it's gonna be a productive routine, right? Something to generate business. Okay. I got that. You can publish that comment there, Jules. All right. So number 1, number 2, we said commit to the routine. Number 3, and thanks for that, Jules, remove the speed bumps. So part of prospecting and generating leads is we've got to listen. If we're honest with you, some of you on this call, you're a top agent, and you're a self-starter. And you love to challenge yourself, and you're numbers driven. Some of you are like this, and some of us, not so much. Some of us, the thought of picking up the phone is scary. Prospecting, we like to take buyers out. I get it. So what happens is, like, we get off this webinar, right? I know some of you. I hope that I inspire you, motivate you. Say, I'm going to do it this time. And you're going to shake the trees and be a thermostat, not a thermometer. And you're going to increase your business. And as you go to start to do it, you there's things that get in your way. There's roadblocks, and it sucks your energy. Let me do it this way. If you look at this speed bump, the science behind the speed bump, if a car is driving at, let's say, I don't know, 30 miles an hour, and when they hit a speed bump, what happens, like if we had a science thing here where an X-ray where we can see the energy, we would see the energy come out of the car, out of the tires, and get sucked into the speed bump. So stick with me on this. So what a speed bump does is it sucks the energy out of the car. So when it goes from 30 miles an hour, it goes down to maybe 15 or 10 because the speed bump sucks the energy. Are you with me on this? Some of us have speed bumps in our life that suck the energy out of us. And it robs us of being productive and loving our business. Some of us, like during the day, when the speed bump feels even big, like a huge thing to overcome. Some of us, we can't forget about it. It's a wall. That's what it is. So one of the things that we need to do is remove the speed bumps in our life. And I'm not talking personal. I know some of you are married to a speed bump. That's another seminar. I can't help you with that. Therapy. But the rest of us, when it comes to like being disorganized, when you're disorganized, come on. That's like a speed bump. Sucks your energy. It robs your power. So when it comes to prospecting, the same is true. Like you got to find leads and stuff. That's a roadblock. I'm going to recommend Darryl this company called Redx. Big fan of Redx. Redx, they have, you sign up. It's a separate. It's not part of our company. We just recommend the heck out of them. When you sign up, you get these leads, FSBOs, expireds. This is what it looks like. When you log in, Mike's laughing. I think we have a delay on some of the chat here. I guess, Mike, you're laughing at the marriage thing. Good. So you can publish the next one. So we've got, this is what it looks like when you log into the Redx account. It gives you FSBOs, expireds. And when you click on it, gives you more detailed information. And this is also when you're dialing for dollars, this is what it looks like, right? So to me, the Redx is the best way to help find FSBOs and expireds and reverse it and tell you if they're on the do not call list. Like it's the best system. Now, power agents, I want to talk to power agents for power agents because my strength, I have a great relationship with Redx and we negotiated a deal. No, what you can't get anywhere else. Only power agents get this deal where you don't pay the setup fee, where you don't pay the first month. It saves you over $600, power agents that you get. So we'll talk more about that. You can ask our office about where is it? It's in the classroom. Okay. So let's go on to this next thing. Iona said she was married to a speed bump. I just dropped a loan. Angela said, I just dropped a loan officer. He was my speed bump. Angela, cost me quite a bit. That's Angela. That's great. Listen, some of us, we have vendors who are our speed bumps. A job of a vendor is to remove speed bumps, not add speed bumps. So Angela, proud of you that you got rid of that speed bump. Here's another thing. Power agents, this getting organized and focused, removing the speed bumps is hang up charts that remind you, like this activity chart. Say, okay, every day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to do some kind of activity. I'm going to shake the trees. I'm going to generate leads. Here's another thing. Make a list of all the power agents who give this. I think we're giving this to the guests too that decide to become power agents at the end. But there's a list of leads, 100 different ideas on how you can generate listing leads. Do me a favor, everybody. Write this down. Here's an action step. Write this down. Get organized. Come on now. Write that down in your notes. Get organized. Why? Because you being disorganized is a speed bump. Some of you, you know what I'm talking about. In your personal life, like in your house, you know how you have that junk drawer, some of you? That junk drawer, like you just throw the stuff in there. And every time, you know what I'm talking about, every time you walk past that drawer, it sucks a little bit of your energy because you're not, I don't know what's in there, but it's there. And that's how it is in our lives. When you're disorganized, that disorganization is a speed bump. It sucks your energy, man. So jot that down, get organized. Let's talk about mailings real quick. Now, mailings, We're big fans of mailings. You know, one of our power agents, I think I just saw her on the call here. Rebecca, I got a yes from Rebecca, and amen. Thank you, Rebecca. She said, our power agent alone, she said, the webinars are great, but seriously, the marketing material alone, seeing all the material they already have, it saves me time, saves me headaches, and cramp my own postcards. Power agents, let me ask you guys, the power agents that are on the call right now, I'm going to ask you a question. Can you share your thoughts, like the mailings and the marketing pieces and the graphics, the pieces that we create for you? What are your thoughts? Tell us what you think. Are they good? Because Julie and Camille, they do such an incredible job. I'm going to give you some examples here. So sending out an expired flyer. Okay, now, first of all, I'm a fan of the telephone, but if for those of you that are not ready to make your calls, then maybe start doing the mailings. The mailings could be a precursor to your calls. The advantage too is the consistency, the dripping. So for example, sending out, thank you, Maureen. Yeah, Julie, you could just publish these. Thank you, Maureen and Mike. I appreciate your comments. And power agents saying what they're saying about the material. Thank you. I'll tell you, we work really hard on the mailing pieces. In the letters, we go right for the content. Like here's a FSBO letter number 14. So the idea with the FSBOs is hitting them every day consecutively till they list with you or die, one or the other. Absentee owners, sometimes you can't get a phone number, but if you can get that address, sending out a letter to them saying, hey, listen, this market is hot. This is the time to sell, still hot, but it's changing. Hurry up and do it. Vacant land, same thing. Now, one of the other mailing pieces that I really love is the over-the-phone market analysis, because what you can do is tell a homeowner, look, I'd be happy to give you a CMA, market analysis of your property, over the phone. And what people love about that is, okay, so in other words, you're not going to come over my house and try and sell me. The concept here is the fact that it's over the phone will make the phone ring more because they feel protected that they're not going to be sold something. But during that call, watch this, you're building a relationship, you're building a rapport so you can get in the door eventually and have a more accurate CMA, because it's going to be a range when it's over the phone. The do's and don'ts of selling your home this fall. You know, listen, I don't have a note on this, and Julie, you can just keep publishing those. Great job. I don't have a slide to tell you to write this down, but I want to give you a bonus action step. Jot this down, please. Is start preparing for the fall now. Don't wait last minute, okay? So you need to start thinking about Q4, the fourth quarter, and start thinking about what you're going to do in marketing pieces. Some of you, this is one of the things we created because, man, with the global war, the weather changing so dramatically all over the place. Some of you are in these areas where that's a concern. You should have a little checklist for people and staying safe and what to do. This is one of my favorite. It's a series of 3 letters, which is, it says, Dear Hana or Dear Neighbor, I'm delighted to announce that I just sold a home. And then here's the second letter. It says, Dear Hana, here's all the homes that have recently sold. And Dear Hana, here is all the houses that listed and sold in the last, quarter or several months or whatever. We just put some dates there. So the reason I love these letters is because if you send just these 3 letters pretty consistently every 30 days to the same people, remember what I said about that river cutting through a mountain, and you're telling them, look, here's what just listed. Here's what creates the perception is that you're listing and selling everything. It doesn't say that you listed in July, but it creates the perception because it's on your letterhead with your photo. I love these 3 letters. Do me a favor, jot down an action step for y'all is have a consistent mailing campaign. I want you to write that down, that you got to start to think about having a consistent mailing campaign where you take a group of people and you take pieces, you create them, power agents, we wrote them all for you, and send it out on a regular, consistent basis. which, by the way, let me go to the Power Agents. Power Agents, when you go to the farming and self-promotion, that's where all those letters and flyers that I just showed for the new Power Agents, that's where you'll find them. If you're a guest, if you decide you want to try the Power Program, we're actually going to give you and send you a farming e-guide on how to do mailing campaigns and work a farm. It's pretty intense. It's a great guide. Okay, so we're going to email that to you today if you do the Try and the Power Program. Okay, so number one is how to generate appointments every day. We just gave a slew of ideas. The second thing is how to get belly to belly with prospects. So let's talk about how to get belly to belly with prospects because, gang, we are in the people business. And what I'd like you to think, because we're in the people business, is don't think of it as prospecting, but think of it as building relationships. So regardless of what's happening in the economy, regardless of what's happening to the market, what's happening with the world, what I want you to do is get out and know people. Here's my definition of self-promotion. It is to have people know your name, face, and what you do for a living. Have people know your name, your face, and what you do for a living. Every successful agent I've ever seen, they really have mastered this. So I want you to look at local businesses and entrepreneur groups. Join a Kiwanis or a Chamber of Commerce or one of these other we went through a whole trying to find all these different groups that you could become a part of. Places of worship, get involved with whatever faith you are and get involved in your church or organization. If you don't have faith, then maybe get faith. Pick a religion. You atheist, not that there's anything wrong, but you should, just in case it's safer. All right, community events. Get involved with community events in your local community. There's always things happening. Look at your Facebook group. Join. If you have children, join the parents group for the school system, right? So write this down. Here's the next action step. Please jot this down. Pick one local organization that you're going to at least look into working with, okay? So Rebecca said, I got lots of business from my church. I just published somebody else's job. So any of you, do you work your local communities or some of the things we just listed? Have you found business from that? Please write that in the chat, in the Q&A. The rest of us, write down, I want you to, after this webinar, I want you to pick one organization that you're going to look into, to consider, okay? Here's the next thing, is local area Facebook groups. Let me tell you something. The Facebook groups, and I'm not talking about spending money in advertising on social media. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's good. For those of you, some of you love doing videos and you love posting, and it's good. We have a ton of content to help power agents post social media valuable pieces. So we got a ton. We actually have a whole chapter just on social media. But what I'm talking about here is not that. It's different, where you actually participate in your community's Facebook closed group. And better yet, if there isn't one, create one. Even if there is one, maybe create your own. Let me do a shout out to Tracy Palmera, one of our power agents. Tracy's been in real estate for 7 years. She makes over $500,000 in income, not too shabby. Only 7 years, and she's making over $500,000 a year. That's the income. Now, her gross commissions. Now, to herself. Now, she went from 0 to 6 figures in her first year, and one of the strategies she did was building Facebook groups. And there were 7 communities, and she created 7 Facebook groups. And watch this. What I love about this, it's digital farming. It's like you've got your farm area there in the Facebook group for you to communicate with and to network in the state. It's beautiful. And it costs $0 to do this. So it was so awesome. What we did is I said, we interviewed her and we shared it with the power agents. Power agent, the interview is in your classroom. Let's talk about door knocking. So when you're door knocking, let me give you some dialogue, because I said we want belly to belly, face to face with people. So let me just zoom in on this dialogue here. I just want to introduce myself, Now, by the way, the best thing to do is to start mailing and then hit the doors, right? Because then you can say, I've been mailing you some stuff you've been getting. They say, great. Yeah, I also want to introduce myself and give them something of value. Is there anything I can ever do for you and your family in regards to real estate? My number is at the bottom. Oh, by the way, I'm also offering folks a neighborhood market report. It's a report that offers two things. First, it shows you how much your neighbors paid for their home. And second, based on that information, it gives you a value range of what your property is worth. We believe this is really important because a home is usually one of your most important assets. And just like a stock portfolio, periodically, you should get an update and check how it's doing. Is this something you'd be interested in? So one of the things you do when you door knock is you bring things of value, like here's some pieces that we've given the power agents, like 7 common mistakes. Oh, wait, Jerry says for agents that are also military vets, join the local American Legion. Jerry Cox. Brilliant, Jerry. Thank you very much. Yep. Well, here's some other ideas of value pieces that we give our power agents. 7 ways to appeal for the next generation of buyers. And 8 reasons to hire an agent to sell your home. And you should, whenever you give this stuff out, you should always customize. You see at the bottom where you can put your contact information, your photo, curb appeal on a budget for $100 or less. How to do curb appeal. I love that one. I love that one. And here's another one, declutter and downsize. I said earlier about a neighborhood market report in that dialogue. What a neighborhood market report, gang, is essentially a CMA. But the reason why we tell power agents to call it a neighborhood market report is 2 reasons. Number one, it sounds unique, right? It sounds unique. Everybody says I can do a CMA. But number 2 is a CMA, or competitive market analysis. It doesn't say it clearly to a civilian. That's what I call them, civilians, what it is, whereas a neighborhood market report says what it is. So I think it's easier for the civilian to understand. Okay, so first, how to generate your appointment. We talked about generating appointments every day. Second is how to get belly to belly, get out into the world. Don't think prospect, think build relationships. And the third thing is how to build a steady flow referral business. So one of the things you do, every agent that's good at not being affected by the market, agents who are thermostats, not thermometers, they have a referral business. One of our power agents said, I felt a little insecure with listings, but Darryl's program has taught me how to be a great lister. I've got more listings the past 3 months than I did in the last year. It's truly a great program. So it's one of our, Susie, I'm using her as a case study. I mean, for her to get so many listings in the past 3 months, let me share with you what I know Susie implemented. First of all, is schedule your events in advance. So if you're going to be looking for referrals and connecting with people, you want to map out your events in advance because you need a budget for it. Now, here's some ideas. This is just a sample, right? There's a lot of marketing ideas here. There's print advertising, what's old is new again. So there, a neighborhood market report, door knocking, holiday postcards, just listed cards, etc. But what you want to do is map out your year marketing calendar. You know, one of our training sessions that actually goes over a whole 12-month market and it breaks down all of these pieces. But here's another example, past client marketing calendar, right? So I'll talk about the closing statement, January in a second, an updated CMA tech, central air conditioning certificate, Mother's Day mailing referral directory. Now, what I want to say something about this calendar here is that you don't have to do all of this. So be clear on this, that there may be a lot of marketing tools that we give power agents or that we're telling everybody that you can do, but you shouldn't do everything because it's going to be overkill. So what you do is when it comes to referral business, especially, is if you're going to do events, maybe pick 2 or 3 in a year that you want to do, right? And then the other months have something low cost, inexpensive piece to do. So I'll give you some examples of events, but you want to schedule it in advance. One of those events could be a client appreciation. So one of our power agents, Larry Gardner, actually I'm going to show Larry a couple of times because Larry is really good. He's been a power agent for years and he's just fabulous at doing events and door knocking. So he did this beach party thing and he had his team. Now, his team at the bottom, these are like a loan officer is there, an attorney is there, a home inspector is there. So what Larry's good at doing is working with his vendors to help offset cost, but number two, to help promote the event as well, because they need to let their clients know. So the clients that they've worked with, if they come to a party, for example, and Larry's there, they're going to know Larry, right? So getting your vendors actually participating is going to help build your business. Mary Buddendeck, is Mary on the call? She's usually on the webinars. Mary, shout out if you are. But she did a movie night event. She held it at the movie theater, and she invited all of her clients. She paid for the movie, rented the place, the whole 9 yards. It was a very successful event. Another thing that's coming up is Halloween. Now, one of our power agents is Tristan, who is the CEO of Lab Coat Agents. Tristan's really such a great guy, and but he's an active agent still, and he's power agent. He says this is one of his favorite things to do. If for those of you who don't know what the trunk or treat is instead of what you do is you promote to the neighborhood that you're going to sponsor this trunk or treat event. And what it is you get a parking lot, and at the parking lot, all the neighbors come and decorate their trunk with some kind of Halloween theme. And then what happens is the kids, instead of going from house to house, door to door, they go from car to car. Now, so it looks something like this. Here's some pictures of it. And it's just so much fun, because when you do this, you can actually have a contest, give awards, whoever had the best themed thing. What's also great is, as an agent, you're going from door to door, not door to door, trunk to trunk, and you're meeting your farm area. It's safe for the kids. It's outdoors, COVID friendly, yada, yada. So what we did, because we love this trunk or treat, we actually created a campaign, an e-guide on how to run a campaign. Power agents, make sure you access this, because I want you to read through it and start to think, if you want to do this as one of your events in your farm area, you should really start thinking about planning for it now. Now, because it was so successful, we decided, well, what if we created this concept where it's not trunk or treat, but it's the parking lot party, like other events, right? So we created this guide called the Parking Lot Party Planning Guide. There's a lot of P's in that. But if you wanted to do any kind of event, whether it's 4th of July, Julie, help me out for other things, other events, holiday
food drives, pie events. We've got summer music festivals. You've got, I love the movie festivals where you host a movie party.
So I just saw Sherry said, where is this info on the site? So Sherry, when you go to the classroom, what I want you to do in the classroom, just type in the search thing. It's going to be in self-promotion tab, but just in the search, type the word party and you'll find the guide, okay? Another way to do it is just type the word guide as well. So client appreciation event, support the schools is another thing you can do. What do they say? The closest way to a man's heart is through their stomach, and the fastest way to get to a parent's heart is through the children and participating, right? So, I'm just amazed on how these so many schools have an issue, the teachers, with school supplies. So, Julie knows that we're very committed to helping. We'll pick a class and we'll do what we can and pay for supplies, whatever. So doing this, think about how you can contribute to your school. You can do a fundraiser. And by the way, QR codes, man, those came out ahead of its time, but QR codes are so useful now. So this is just an example of a fundraiser this one group did. There's Operation Backpack. Some of you are familiar with that. You can sponsor that as well, or you could run your own, fundraiser, right? There's companies out there that will give you all of the supplies and marketing material to create your own fundraiser, right? So the Goodies Factory is an example of one of those. Here's another idea with helping the schools and the kids is sponsor school folders. You know those folders that go back and forth between the child and the teacher and the parent, and they give the homework folder to the child on Monday, and so back and forth, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the parent is doing the homework with the kid and putting it in, the teacher puts a note, papa. Well, what you could do is sponsor a class or a whole school. So we found this, for example, if you just Google customize school folders. Now, Schoolmate is one of the companies I found. But you'll see here now. This is I'll be honest. This screenshot I think is a couple of years old here. Yes, 2018. So I got to update this. But Schoolmate is a great company. I liked it. It's inexpensive in my opinion for the shelf life that you get. So probably a couple of dollars depending on how many you order. But the shelf life, because it's this whole school season, and you put a little ad there in the back, sponsored by, paid for by you. So support the schools in some way. And of course, then you have Smile Stops. Smile Stops, I'm going to cover what Smile Stops are, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check in with you guys. What is your favorite idea so far? So of everything that we just covered, I want you to real quick, just jot down in the Q&A, what's your favorite idea that you learned in that second strategy about getting belly to belly with people. So whatever you like, I'd like to see it in the chat. Just put it in the Q&A. What's the one idea that you want to implement or you're going to look into implementing for your business, okay? So while those come in, because there's a delay on that, let me explain what the Smile Stop is. So the Smile Stop, and here's our definition of Smile Stop. It's you're going to go door to door, bring something of value. So Leanne said the Schoolmate. Judy said the Trunk or Treat, and I've got to scroll here on these. Give me a second. Angela supporting the schools. Margaret, the Trunk or Treat. Yep. Sherry sponsoring events. Teresa, again, the Trunk or Treat. I'll tell you, the Trunk or Treat is really awesome. Kara, the parking lot parties. So easy. Yeah, and Kara, the stuff that we created for you to customize, the flyers, it's all designed for you. Kristen, supporting the schools. I agree. Brandy, I love to do a beach type of party and a movie event. Great idea. Rebecca, the CMA certificate, but calling a neighborhood market report. Yeah, a lot of people loving the school thing and the parking lot party, Rhonda, very good. Schedule your events in advance, Lori. Very good. Support the schools. Beach, but a lot of beachers going on over here. Okay, good. We'll publish the rest of those. So let me explain what a Smile Stop is. It's basically door knocking. We call them Smile Stops because you want to put a smile on people's faces. And the acronym for SMILE is you're focusing on them. It's about service. You're meeting face to face. You're inviting them to talk. So when you stop by and give this gift, you do want to have a conversation. You want them to talk. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, communicate in that proportion. Leave behind a token of gratitude and elevate the relationship. I told you I was going to shout out to Larry Gardner again because he's so good with these Smile Stops. He said because of Darryl's program, I've doubled my income this year over last year, resulting in 70 transactions closed, right? Yeah, Larry's just a fun guy. He came by my house one time and he had this flyer and he had this little gift there of these chocolate bonbons. And I'll just zoom in on this. This bonbon gift that he gave, it basically was created by Dana, this baker. And of course, he probably promised Dana marketing as well for her. So I'm sure there was a financial arrangement that these guys made because Larry's got a great gift he's giving to people. And this baker is getting advertisement. Here's one of our other power agents. Beth, she did these chocolate chip cookies and put them in a nice package, a nice thing, and wrapped it up and dropped that off to her past clients. Ashley, one of our very active power agents, somebody had COVID, one of her clients. She stopped by with a small tiramisu-sized cake with candles for a happy birthday. It's a beautiful thing. You know, you get creative with some of these expressions like Paige did the Cracker Jack box. Hey, you want to take a crack at real estate? Let Paige help you find your prize. Then we've got another power agent here. She would give a closing a box of chocolate and say, packing boxes is no fun. So to pass the time, hey, empty this one. Here's another one with from a Remax power agent saying, enjoy 2 M&Ms, the first sign of tax stress symptoms. So obviously this is something during tax time. This was recently, Wendy gave these yellow highlighters with a little card. One of our power agents, working with clients like you is the highlight of my real estate career. I'm here if you need anything. And she put them in the envelope. Beautiful. Now you can actually, that highlighter, you can use that for FSBOs too. You say, hey, let me highlight some ways to get your house sold. That would be another way. Again, Mary Buttendeck, she did the peeps. And when she sent those peeps out, she said, you know, do you have any peeps with real estate needs? I can help. Call me, right? So, and there's a comment also from Larry Gardner. He does the peeps thing too. So anyway, there's a lot of these ideas that you can do to customize a market. Here's what I'd like you all to jot down, please, is I need to, please write this down. I need to invest money to grow my business. Please jot that down. I need to invest money to grow my business. So these things that I just showed you, yes, there's an expense, but it's not an expense. It's an investment in your business. Gang, you think about any business. I don't care what the business is. It's a pizzeria, it's a bakery, it's a restaurant, it's a shoe store. Like, you have to make investments into the business to make it grow. What I'd like you to think of these investments is planting these positive seeds. See, you're not wasting money. You're not just spending money that has no purpose to it. When you invest in your business, think when planting a seed, eventually it produces a crop. It produces revenue. It's an investment, not an expenditure. So supporting the schools, the Smile Stops, work with your local vendors. One of our power agents at the height of the pandemic, Kat Ryan, she did interviews of local businesses and posted it on her social media. She got tremendous play. If you went to a local bakery and you say, hey, listen, I want to promote your bakery. Like we said earlier, I would like to create a coupon for my clients. When it's their birthday, they can get a free cake. I'm going to promote you. You're going to help me with my clients. I'm not going to charge you to promote you. Your investment will be to give them a birthday cake. And you can do that as a mailing piece if you wanted to. Power agents, all of this is in the self-promotion. These cards, you can customize them. Okay, so work with your local vendors. The last thing on this is a 12-month bonding program. What you want to do when you have a closing is in that first year, you need to follow up and bond with that client. So I'll give you just an example. 3 days after they move in, you send them a handwritten note. 14 days, send them a gift certificate to a local vendor. 60 days, do a Smile Stop or another. So you should have a 12-month bonding campaign scheduled out to work with, to remind your clients you're there for them. That HUD letter is something that you send in January with the HUD statement, because they need that. When you recommend other professionals, send them a letter, give them a certificate. I showed this earlier, which was the marketing calendar to schedule all this. I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Okay, so here's the 3 secrets that we covered. Generate appointments every day. Get belly to belly, be out in the world, and look at how you can get referral business. Now, some of you, I know you may feel a little overwhelmed right now. Let me ask you a question. If I can, I want to talk to the guest for a second, power agents. If I can help you implement what you learned today, help double your production, and we did it for a ridiculous price, would that be of interest to you? Because what I'm going to do, if you're a guest right now, I'm deadly serious about this. We have a ridiculous offer we're going to make right now. It's so ridiculous. It's truly a no-brainer. Now, I know some of you have attended webinars before, but I'm going to tell you, when I tell you this, you're going to want to participate. You're not going to want to miss out, because just to give this a try, everything that's on the screen, you're going to get to keep. And Sarah, can we put that offer up? Yeah. So, but everybody hang in there. So listen. So Kristen said, yes, you want to know. Very good. Listen. Here's what the power program is. So stick with me. I'm going to show you how to do this for a very inexpensive amount. First of all, the Power Program every week. Monday, we have live coaching calls. My power agents will tell you, and if they want to tell you in the Q&A, I would love for them to share it. These coaching calls every Monday are not like ordinary coaching calls. These go for 2-3 hours. I sit there and I answer everybody's question. Like the end of the call is when everybody's taken care of. And I think the power agents will tell you it's one of their favorite things that they love, because then we record it and we post it on the site so you can listen to it as well later on. But we do this every week. But wait, there's more. By the way, I'm just being fun with you right now because it's going to get really ridiculous when you see what we're going to offer you. So that's why we're having fun with this. But wait, there's more. So first of all, the coaching calls, we figure its value is like $500 a month. The Talent Tuesday is something that we do on Tuesdays twice a month, where we'll interview other top power agents like Annette Mina, who is the number one of the top agents, and Douglas Elliman in Long Island, Mary Budendeck, George. And we also have brainstorming sessions where power agents share their ideas. Now, I'm going to show you the brainstorm. This is an example. When we do the brainstorm, we take everybody's idea and we put it into a guide. This guide has hyperlinks to it that will bring when there's a hyperlink associated with it. This is just one of the calls. There are 62 ideas. But wait, there's more. Let's continue. So that's a Talent Tuesday. We also have over 70 on-demand training sessions. So we record this for you, and you have access to this where you can listen on your own. Like I know, like, for example, this webinar, some of you are like, boy, this was a lot, because we covered a lot. There's an opportunity for you after this call where you can watch it in slow motion and you can pause it and you can take other notes and implement it. We have a calendar of events. One of the webinars we recently did was about the interest rates, on what that means to homeowners. And of course, we also create these slides that you get to use and keep and edit. And we give you the actual PowerPoint slides, not something that you can't edit. So you can now edit and do whatever you want with it. But wait, there's more. The next thing is we have over 600 marketing tools, dialogues, checklists, power agents. You got to tell me if you like the work that we do for you, because my company always works really hard for our power agents and creating this stuff for them. I'm going to show you where it is in the classroom. When you go to the classroom of the Power Program website. So if you're a guest, you become a member, and then you can log into the site. You go to the classroom, and there's a whole bunch of the categories of real estate. So let's say, for example, you need help with farming and self-promotion. You click on that, and bada bing, there is all of these forms and flyers and checklists. And then you can actually save it. There's a little favorite button. You can put it into your own folder. So that way you can take these 600 pieces of assets and dwindle it down and just have your favorite section. There's also this search function that's similar to Google, where you can type in, let's say, for example, FSBO, right? And if you type in FSBO, you'll find everything there. Like power agents, any of the stuff that we just shared, Darlene says, love everything. Thank you so much, Darlene. You'll be able to find it just by searching the word. Like if you typed in FSBO, you would see that there as well. The dialogue, we covered that earlier. Okay, so here's the thing. If you take everything based on what it's worth, it comes to like $925 a month, especially when you compare it to other training and coaching. Let me ask you this question, though, for the guests. If we helped you generate extra money to invest into your future and your retirement. So if you made more money than the investment, would that be worth it? And the answer, of course, is right. Yes. If let's say we can help you generate more business than you can handle, so you can be more selective, work with the people you want to work and have less stress and more fun, would it be worth it? If $925 a month actually generated one extra sale a month, would that be worth it? But here's the ridiculous offer that we're going to do, because we don't want money to be an obstacle for people. And the power agents will tell you that we don't charge $475 a month, but we could. We don't charge $225 a month. We could. It's actually only $47 a month. So to become a power agent and have the training, the coaching, the networking with other power agents, it's only $47 a month, which I know is very exciting. But of course, to stick with this silly theme of, but wait, there's more. If you are a guest, we want you to give you opportunity to kick the tires, where we're going to email you a listing appointment for FSBO's training on that, our top dialogue. Everything that's on the screen is actually worth almost $2,000, and we're just going to give it to you for $5, along with a copy of the slides and a copy of this recording for you, because we want you to listen. People are like, why is it only $5? Like, that's ridiculous. Because we want to make it a no-brainer for you, because we know, as power agents will tell you, when you start participating with us, we want you to be a customer for life. So here's what it is. You can cancel anytime. Today, it's only $5. You'll have complete access to the entire site. You'll get all of those bonuses. Most importantly, there's no hidden fees. There is no contract. It's just the $5 that we're suggesting that you invest in yourself. I'm going to share this, and then we're going to go to questions and answers. That there are three main reasons why people wind up joining the Power Program. It's either for the community, it's for the tools, or it's the skill building. Some join the Power Program for all three. Some it's just one of those things. But here's the punchline, I think, for you is, aren't you worth the $5? Because that's all this is. I'm going to tell you, if you just give me a month, we will give you momentum. If you give me a year, I'll give you a career. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up to questions. And I know some of you started writing those. So here's what I'd like you to do. In the Q&A, if you were to write in your questions, what is it that you need help with? And by the way, power agents, this is a coaching opportunity too. So power agents, your comments or questions. If you're a guest, questions about the program, about the content today, what can we help you with? We're going to do these questions now. So Julie's going to read the questions for you. So if you'll just type those questions there and she'll read it for you. So Julie, what do we have as far as the questions are concerned?
Excellent. Elizabeth.
Julie, you there? I think you're muted.
I shouldn't be muted. Can you hear me?
Now you are. No, I hear you now.
Oh, fantastic. Elizabeth says, what kind of content do you speak of with the CMA over the phone? So you gotta be careful over the phone.
So I'm sorry, give me, we're going to just, by the way, I just wanted to put up our timer. We're going to just do the 20 minutes of the coaching questions and keep this offer for people that want to participate. So I think
how do you offer a CMA over the phone is what I think she's asking.
How to do a CMA over the phone. Okay. And who is asking that question?
Elizabeth.
So Elizabeth, how you do a CMA over the phone is, number one, is you should know your market really well, right? So I should be able, Elizabeth, to give you an address, bedrooms and baths, the neighborhood, right? And you should have an idea on how much that house is worth. If you don't, it's probably because you're a new agent or you don't know your market. If you know your market, that's all you need. You do not need to see the house to come up with an idea, a range. That's all you're doing with this over the phone CMA. When you ask the questions, you're building rapport. So let me ask you, how many bedrooms, how many baths? Oh, that sounds beautiful. How long have you lived in the neighborhood? Oh, that's great. Where did you come from before that? Oh, you have kids? I have kids too. I'm building relationship. So once I'm done building relationship, answering these questions, I'll say to you, if you're the homeowner, Elizabeth, great. So here's what I'm going to do is let me go to the computer so I can do my market analysis and come up with a range, how much your house is worth. I can call you back later tonight. Is that good? Okay, great. Now, when I call you back, Elizabeth, I'll say, hey, Elizabeth, it's Darryl. Hey, Liz, how you doing? Okay, great. So listen, I did the research, and let me tell you something. Your house came in somewhere between 500 and 540. Now, I know that's a big range, 40,000. You probably do a lot with that. Yeah, I could. I could go shopping. I know, right? So for me to really come up with an accurate number, Elizabeth, I need to come see your house. Before I called you, I checked my schedule, and actually, I can stop by tonight if you'd like on my way home, and I can also give you the report. I can see inside and give you a more accurate number. How's that sound? So that's how that works. Next question, Julie.
Awesome. Karen says, so you said for the first month, it's only $5, and then after that, it's $47. Is that correct?
Correct, Karen. It's just $5 is all you have to. I know it's like ridiculous, right? So just to recap. So Darryl, are you saying it's just the $5 and I'm going to get everything that's on the screen along with a copy of today's slides of this webinar and a recording and access to the program, and there's no contract? Yes. And the reason why we do that is because I've only spent an hour with you. And if you've never met me before, I know that we don't want the $5 to be an obstacle. Some people say, Darryl, why don't you do it for free totally? Well, there's got to be some skin in the game, right? If you're not willing to even make that, if $5 would hold you back, there's other issues that you have that I can't help you with. Like I won't be able to help you. So usually this agents who are committed to learning and mastering and seeing the value, they'll make that investment without too much hesitation. And after 30 days, you'll get to know my company and me better. And then you'll decide, you'll be more informed whether you want to continue after that 30 days or not. Next question, Julie.
Excellent. I think Cherno and Kristen kind of have the same question in that, do you email us leads if we sign up, or does it include the RedX leads? So
yeah, I see Claudia's message. Yeah, Claudia and everybody, the leads are, the RedX is a separate company, right? So we don't have anything to do with that company except we negotiated an exclusive power agent pricing that you don't pay anything for 30 days. After the 30 days with RedX, if you want to continue with them, then there's monthly charges that they charge for the leads. So that's just a different, what we do is we train you when you have the leads, how to call the FSBO. Hi, I'm calling about the house for sale. Is still available. Hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? The reason I was calling one of your brokers say your property sale. You're trying to do it on your own. I'm just curious. You want to save the brokerage fee? Let me ask you this: where you moving? Why? Like, so we teach you the skill on how to use the leads, and that's where we come in. We're the coaching company. They're a vendor. Next question, Jules.
Perfect. If you were to put a package together to drop off or door knock expireds or FSBO, what would that package look like? I'm overwhelmed with the choices. Lisa as a power agent.
If I were to put a packet together to drop off a property, door knock, and what would that look like? So Lisa, there's no wrong or right packet to drop off. So what I want you to do, Lisa, is when you go to the classroom, and actually let me go live with the classroom here and show you. So when I go to classroom and I go to farming and self-promotion, let's say I'm looking through here and I really love this moving checklist for children. Then I'm going to put a little favorite thing. I'm going to click on it. And when I click on it, it's going to save it in my folder. Let's say I like these are all some dialogues. I love this easy move guide. I'll favorite that. So Lisa, what I'm going to recommend you do is go through the Power Program site and start by starring the things that you like that you might include in a packet. Now, this 11 reasons to list during the holidays, obviously I wouldn't do that now, but that's something I might do come, October, September, and give that out to people. So the whole point is it's something of value that you like, that you could be excited to share. Okay, that's what I want you to look for. There's no right choice there. Okay,
and Lisa,
next
we
question.
have whole guides. We have the moving guide, we have the seller's guide, we have a buyer's guide. So there's tons of information in those as well that you can pull from. And Sellopoly and Loanopoly, my personal two favorites.
Yeah, if you wanted to, if let's say you're going to a FSBO, you can bring over the 8 risks homeowners take when they choose to sell their own home. Now, every one of these, I'll show you, you can customize. There's also Spanish version too as well. So any of you that need the Spanish stuff. So that, because of the market that you're in your that's what you want, right? So this is downloading the 8 risks, and it's a big file. So I probably should have picked something that's a little bit easier, like 4 reasons to list during fall. So let's see if that opens up any quicker. Probably not. So let's go to, oh, here it is. Okay, let me show you. So I just have to move my PowerPoint over to here. Give me 1 second so I can show you how this works. So this is the 4 reasons to list your home this fall. So what you would do is, let me just zoom in on this a little bit. You can close before the tax year end. Let's say there's something that you didn't like that we wrote. So watch what I do. Number 4, I'm going to delete it. Now there's only 3. So that's how much you can customize it. Let's say we put a period. Whoops, sorry. And we shouldn't have put a period. We should have put a colon, and we should have typed something else. So you have total freedom and control over the pieces. But here's where you put your contact information. You have your Power Agent logo. You can drop your photo in. You can move this around. So you have total customization option there. Okay. Next question, Julie.
Cherno says, is your letterhead, which is Power Agents, on the documents that you send out? So
so Cherno, how do you say that? Cherno,
I think.
Cherno? Sorry if we're messing up your name. Yeah, sorry if we're messing up your name. Is your letterhead, which is Power Agents, on the document that you send out? So Chiro, once you join the coaching, you are a Power Agent. And you can use that designation. That's a registered trademark owned by our company that only people who are in our coaching can use that. As long as you're an active member, you can use that. Now, if for some reason you didn't want to use the Power Agent logo, you can easily edit that as well. So if I go to that farming and self-promotion tab, and if I typed in letter, just to search all the letters that we have, here is a probate letter number 2. So obviously there's 2 versions of it. And then I open it up. And as I'm opening it up over here, I'm going to show you. Oh, in this case, it doesn't even have the logo on it, right? So it's a Word document. And now you can copy and paste. Obviously, you don't want it to say Dear Hunna. So you would change that to, if it's a merge field, you're going to do that merge thing and do that and put the merge thing in there. And so it's total customization, even taking logos off and stuff like that. Power Agents, if you are still on the call with us, ask me any questions about the program, or tell the guests if you think this is worth it, they should become a Power Agent. So either one, Power Agents, I want to hear from you guys. Karen is asking, I am not currently with a brokerage yet. Can I still think if I want to sign up next week? Karen, you don't have to be with a brokerage to become a Power Agent. And I would not wait, because the offer that we're giving right now, we're going to end this webinar in 10 minutes. So, but for $5, Karen, you should do it and start getting ready to be with a brokerage. I'll show you what I mean. So when you go to Classroom, Karen, when you sign up, there's this thing called onboarding. And let me just go to the onboarding. So when you click on onboarding, there is basically a training program on how to use our training program. And when you click on module 1, for example, there's a checklist of things to help you get the most out of the program. And Karen, you don't have to be licensed to do most of the things that we're saying as far as getting the most out of the program. So I would like to see you get in and start getting involved and start listening and getting ready. And plus, I'll tell you something else, Karen, like the questions like we're getting in on the chat right now, I like the coaching calls Monday better, because I can then talk to you, right? So Karen, if you had a question about what should you ask a broker, trying to find a broker, as an example, what question should I ask a broker? I can help and coach you specifically on the call. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my technology over here. Is why I had to nod there for a second. Okay, so Karen says I'm licensed. Yeah, so Karen, if you're licensed and you just don't have a broker yet, you should join the program now. Click on that floating bubble that's on the screen. That'll bring you to the registration page. And then we will let us know that you signed up, because then I'm going to give you, anybody that signs up, we're going to give a little cheer and
tell us how you're signing up. Karen, there's also, we have a whole section just for new agents on the site as well. So it's got questions you should ask your broker. It's got a whole new agent guide. So we have a whole section just for you guys.
Julie, thank you.
You're welcome.
There's a whole section. Actually,
she's brand new. She's brand spanking new. Let's give her all the help.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, let me go here. Is that one? Yes, Karen, you're also going to get emailed to you an e-guide. It's 29 pages on how to, as a new agent. And the reason why we give this is because some of you, even experienced agents, like you want to restart your business, that guide that we wrote is really awesome for you as well. So we call it a new agent starter guide, but it's really not just new agents. It's any agent that wants to recommit. Okay.
And Karen, if you want to put, what do you put in the company when you're signing up? You can just put your name in the company as well. We can change that for you later once you've chosen a brokerage.
Did you hear that, Karen? Just put your name in the company field, being that you don't know the company yet. Okay. Kristen says, I plan on joining today. Kristen, congratulations. Awesome. Okay, what else do you have?
Sherry wants to know where the flyers are on the site.
There are a bunch of flyers in different capacity. It depends on what category you're in. So, for example, if you want a flyer for buyers, you would go to the buyer section of the site. And let me just make this bigger for us. And then you'll see a bunch of flyers for buyers. If, let's say, it's for sellers, you would go usually prospecting or farming. If you need some flyers for the listing appointment or how to do the listing appointment, it's there. And I want to be clear with y'all that even though visually, like I'm scrolling through all of these forms and flyers, the program is not just flyers and marketing pieces. There's a lot. But it's how to run your business. There's checklists. There's the dialogues that I talked about earlier. Let me just show you the dialogues, for example, for prospecting. So if I go to prospecting, this is a skill building training program. And if I go down to the word dialogue, there are 29 dialogues for prospecting on the telephone or door knocking, following up after an open house, etc. So we're a training organization. As I said, people usually will sign up for one of three reasons. It's either because they want to be part of the community of power agents, because we have a Facebook group that's the bomb. It's the tools, the resources, the vendors that we recommend, the marketing material, or it's for the skill building. I'm learning what to say, when to say it, and how to say it when you're belly to belly, face to face with a buyer or seller. So, there's so anyway. So Heather just joined. So let's give a big applause to Heather. Congratulations, Heather. Congratulations.
Awesome. Lori says, being a power agent will keep you up to date on the most beneficial ideas to grow your business. Best money you can spend. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you so much, Lori. Okay.
Althea says, can I put my real estate company name on the flyers?
Yes, Althea. Every one of our pieces is customizable for you. So, everything that we give you, you can put your photo, your name, your contact, your email address, your website, your phone number, your company name. I mean, you have full customization ability. Okay.
Where can I find the recording? And I published it accidentally, but we had a question about where to find the slides.
Okay. So if you are just joining the Power Program now, we're going to email you the slides. If you are a current Power agent, when you go to Classroom and you go to Darryl's Top Picks, you'll see a red link there that says grab the slides from the latest training. So if I click on that, it'll bring me to today's webinar and the slides. Now the recording will be there as well. Once this is done, it'll be uploaded for you. There's something in that Darryl's pick too for the power agents. There's so much other stuff. These brainstorming sessions have become the bomb. They go for like 90 minutes, and it's just a fire hose of tips and techniques from fellow power agents. Those are the interviews. By the way, the interviews, there is that Tracy Palmero. I don't know if Tracy's on the webinar right now, but Tracy was so generous. She actually gave how she does her purge parties, which is basically a garage sale, but she calls it a purge because you're purging the stuff out of your house. And she's got some other gifts. So this was really an awesome interview that lasted 2.5 hours. So it was a marathon interview. Make sure you guys see that. But there's other stuff here too, other resources of my favorite stuff. That's all in the Darryl's top picks. Okay, next question.
Including the listing presentation, right? You get an entire listing presentation and a buyer's presentation when you sign up.
Yep. So if you need help with, so in Darryl's top picks, you see where it says listing conversation slides, and then there's the video, listing conversation video. But if you're a guest today signing up, you're going to get those two things emailed to you. So that way, just to be clear for the guests, the reason why we email you some of these bonuses, they're in the Power Program. Like all Power Agents have access to all of it's on the screen right now. But as a new Power Agent that doesn't know the course and the program, we said, all right, let's take some of our favorites and just email it to you right away. And if you canceled in a couple of weeks, like you get a chance to learn about the program more and how it works, well, at least you got those bonuses for $5. It's a no-brainer, right? So, okay.
Awesome. Common question we get, Darryl, is do you record the coaching calls?
Yes, the coaching calls are recorded every Monday, and we post those on the site for you so that when you go to, if I go to Classroom and go to coaching calls, all the information is there as far as the call, the number to use, and the most recent, well, this is the last year of the recordings. And you'll see last Monday was 2.5 hours. Now, by the way, I will tell you this Monday, we do have a guest coach with Tracy Palmera because Tracy killed it so much and people loved her so much. We decided we're going to give Tracy to the Power Agents where you guys can ask Tracy questions on Monday. So we're doing this for the first time with Tracy. I'll be back the following Monday, but anyway, very exciting. Again, Tracy went from $0 to 6 figures in her first full year of real estate. So you're going to want to not miss that on Monday. Yeah,
exactly. And she breaks down how she did it. So that's what's awesome. You can watch the coaching calls as well. If you're more visual, we stream them to Facebook and you can watch them if you're more a video kind of gal or guy. Yeah. Jerry says, am I automatically charged $47 a month or do I need to agree separately to pay $47 a month after the 5?
Jerry, when you sign up now, you're signing up for the program. And the program is, you're just going to be charged $5 right now. And you don't have to do anything. And in 30 days, if you still want to be a Power Agent, you don't have to do anything. And then it will charge you $47. So just like any membership, it's month to month and they would charge month to month, but you can cancel anytime. So Jerry, you can sign up today and you can cancel tomorrow. All you have to do is shoot us an email or you can use our chat. I will tell you our chat is pretty awesome. Let me just do it this way. Yeah, you can see it better. So our chat, if you'll see that we respond in less than 2 minutes. This company grades us on our response rate, and that's our response rate. Our time is up, Julie. All right, let me finish these really quick. So you just send a message there. Everybody in my company, their computers go ding dong. It's like a doorbell, and whoever's the best one, Jerry, to help you will help you. If you wanted to cancel your registration, it would be Gail. And it's like that. We don't try and keep you in the program. If you don't want to be a Power Agent for $47 a month, trust me, we don't want to keep you. So it's a mutual thing there. Okay. I don't see
Janice, how does she get to the Power Program? How does she sign up and get in the classroom?
So how do I get to the Power Program and the classroom? So Janice and Karen, both of you, it's the same question. So Janice and Karen, when you sign up, you're going to get an email with your username and password, and that will tell you how to get to the Power Program page. Like you'll click in the email. If Janet and Karen, you don't see that email, check your junk folder. Sometimes that happens because the email that congratulates you for signing up and the email with your username and password are two different domains it comes from. And sometimes your email reader will think your sign up with your username password is actually junk. So check that and you'll see it there. Okay, you got it, Karen? Good. You found it. Good. Super. All right, gang, listen, we are done. I know some of you probably have more questions. I'll see you on Monday on the coaching call. If you are a guest, click on the thing now because we're going to shut this down. I don't want you to miss out. Become a Power Agent today. I want to thank you for your time. I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed delivering it. And remember that we don't just help people buy and sell real estate. We actually make a difference in people's lives because their home is one of their most important things. And so what we do is we help people get to their next level into their home. And the money is a gauge as to how many people we help. So go help a lot of people. The money will follow. Thanks again. Please stay safe, stay focused, and don't forget to keep smiling. Bye, everybody.